What's going on, New Gaming Order? We back like a juggernaut. Mitch with the New Gaming Order podcast for January 15th, 2015.
So
And we're coming with our shut up, dude. So, I can't even. He's doing it
yo,
again. But I just wanted to make a couple of announcements. Shout out to the Full Screen Network, who we're now under their umbrella for a period of time, just as a trial.
You work for
To,
Umbrella.
and so it begins.
all right,
Always with the
but
Oh, the
jokes.
Black
Always with
Leon
the
Kennedy.
jokes.
yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Full Screen for picking us up for a partnership. We're in the infancy stage, so we've been seeing a lot of subscribers. I mean, we had like I got to do a shout out video for those folks because they came in the last like 20 something hours, and I couldn't realistically pull them in before we started the podcast. So shout out to you guys, and then going around the table. Quick introduction and we'll get started. So, Brother Shinwar, any intro words before we get started?
Um, that's it. I don't
Very
have anything to
original.
say.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you know what? I bet you Chris does it. But Goken, any opening remarks?
Welcome.
Welcome. All right, on your knees.
What do you want me to say here?
You said you just grew a new beard.
Brother Noop, any opening comments?
This your boy Noop1949. I'm trying to get more into the streaming scene on Twitch. Please, please, please subscribe to my Twitch page. It's Noop1949. Subscribe to my YouTube. It's Noop1949 as well. I'll be doing more picking your brain with Noop. Well, I'll be discussing just some interesting inquiries dealing with the gaming industry. I'm not gonna stream right now. I kind of want to stream Battlefield. I may start streaming, but yeah, enjoy the podcast. We got some juicy tidbits for you.
Juicy,
Juicy.
what?
Yeah.
That was an alley oop. I did that for y'all on purpose.
Yeah, he threw bait. He threw bait out there. Unbelievable.
You
And
said you
brother,
full of hate. What?
shut up.
I think you guys are trying a little too hard with that bit now.
It's pretty cool.
You said you
I
go too
like
hard
it.
with that video.
All right, and
Wow.
Nelson, any opening comments?
Basically, what's up? Welcome to the podcast of January
And I died.
15th of the new year, and you better like the show.
Nelson, you can't demand them. You have to
No, no, no,
persuade
no,
them.
no. I can.
You have to coerce them into this,
Oh,
because
okay.
What?
Okay.
You know, a very
Gross.
wise friend of mine said people don't do what you ask them to do. They do what you tell them to do.
Dag.
oh,
You know
okay,
what? He's right.
all right, good point. All right, so getting started.
Unbelievable.
First topic that I wanted to pick off from the Facebook page. Those of you who are
Rip
watching
off.
live, if you go to the Facebook page, you can see like just a general summary. I'm not gonna hit all of them today because I wanted to keep it rather short. But um, Nintendo, Nintendo. They are pulling out of the Brazilian market now. From what I read in the article, they're pulling out of Brazil because okay, the island that I'm from in the Caribbean, and my cousin Gokin is a descendant of that. In our country,
What?
if back in the day, like a Super Nintendo, SNES, right? Whereas if you were to pay roughly at its peak was like $200-$300 when it first came out. Anybody? The SNES when it first came
Sounds
out?
about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like that.
Now imagine 250 some odd dollars, right? US dollars. You go down to my country, right? You would pay almost $1,500 to get a Super Nintendo.
What?
No joke. And if you think I'm playing, I'll bring my brother-in-law up here, and he'll tell you. Like he had, he's only been in the country for about 3 years, right? And he was telling me, oh, if you're trying to buy a PlayStation 3, it costs $5,000 a Haitian money. I'm like, yo, for real.
Unbelievable.
Now, I brought that up because that's the same reason why Nintendo is pulling out of Brazil because of the electronic tariff or it's like the tariff system is messing things up for them. So let's say Nintendo is charging X amount, the import fees. I mean, in my country, the import fees are ridiculous. It's in down there. There's things that aren't truly regulated, which will cause a lot of like corruption. And hey, if you really want this, give me $3,000 for it. Somebody gonna look at you like Noop, like what? So it's just
What?
yeah, like that. But yeah, it's
That's a lot of money.
unfortunate like Nintendo had to do this, even with the passionate fan base down there. And there's a lot of people that I'm seeing in the article that they're not happy with this.
She
But
got chunky.
Nintendo, like, if they're putting all this money into sending the units down there, and then you got people adding like the inflation, it's just ridiculous. It's unfortunate for the fans and those greedy mofo's who are the business owners doing that. All they're doing is pretty much like now, look, Nintendo's pulling out, and that's one less thing that they could sell. But going around the table, actually, I'll give on your knees first spotlight. But what do you think about Nintendo pulling out of the Brazilian market due to the shady business practices that are going down with the electric companies or the boutiques down there?
I love to see their numbers because I'm sure that's contributing to it. But all
Hmm.
in all, this does make sense because I think Xbox didn't launch there immediately either because it was going to be at least double the price of what it was going to be in the U.S.
Hmm.
So it doesn't surprise me. I mean, if you can't sell your shit at a reasonable price, no one's going to buy it.
Yeah. And
It
considering, like, look, hey, we have means here. There's not as much poverty down up here than down there. You expect people living, and this is I'm saying this slightly, who are living with less. You're gonna ask them to pay more? What? No, 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 no. That's the
What?
wrong answer. Wrong answer. But continue, Chris. I'm sorry.
no, that's about it. There's it's if no one can buy your shit, why even bother trying to sell it?
Mm. Okay,
Because
makes sense.
that's the this isn't oh Nintendo's going down the tubes or whatnot, but this is just a matter of them. If they can't make money there, why bother?
Okay, good point. And Shinwar, what are your thoughts about Nintendo? Seemingly having their hands tied and say, "Hey, screw this. We got to pull out of this market."
I think that leaves room for Umbrella and Skynet to step in, but that's a completely different story.
What?
Um,
What the
nah, I feel that that's a ripoff if they're like hiking up the money for like a impoverished country. I think
heck?
that's messed up, but you're right. Nintendo's like, okay, we're, this shady business deal, they don't want to be associated with that, so they got to go.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
you
it.
know what's funny? Let's say the Wii U up here is about like 300, right?
Hmm.
Down there is $1,500.
That's too much.
And then I guess I saw something,
300 too much.
yeah,
Hello?
that's ridiculous. Like, where are they gonna
That's
find this
crazy.
money? No, that's 1,500 US, and I think it's like 2,200 their money or something like that. That's like some nonsense,
Uh,
man. Like, that's a car up here, a used car from Craigslist, But
uh,
I'm just saying that's just ridiculous. But Goken, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's a part of the game, man. The high taxes that
Oh.
it's like automobiles. Like when you go to Brazil, the automobiles they tax the hell out of the imports, right? It's if they're not making it in that country and it's not benefiting the country internally, then yeah, we're gonna tax the hell out of you for bringing it in. So we got to
Okay.
make money somewhere.
Uh
I
huh.
mean, it sucks. It is what it is. The only way Nintendo could possibly make anything better is to open up shop in Brazil somewhere, manufacture the Wii U's down there
Down there, yeah.
in
Mhm.
Brazil, and it be a job creator in that country for them to be able to actually, you know what I mean, like for them to actually be able to have the people benefit and have, and have the fans still get their stuff. And otherwise, then it just is what it is. And I'm pretty sure they'll try to get back in there. And I'm pretty sure Brazil doesn't want to lose that business either. So I'm pretty sure,
uh,
yeah, after February, there'll probably be talks for about 6 months, and then we'll be back in business by, beginning 2016 or maybe even,
Mhm.
September or October, something like that.
But for what
So
it's looking like, it looks like it's a done deal for now.
for
But
now, yeah. But
never say never. So,
yeah,
but
I
damn
mean,
that.
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I feel bad for anybody. But the other thing is now, when this happens, we could possibly be selling our Wii U's and everything to Brazil for a pretty good penny.
Yeah, but not but you know what? You know what? That's funny. You can that might be the case, but not as much and make more sales. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I know, but now it's gonna be like people who want to get rid of their Wii U's or something like that. They're just like, all right, I'll sell it to Brazil. I'll make $200 more on it because they'll normally pay this much for it, the
Yeah,
equivalent of
yeah,
this
yeah.
much.
So like
So
finding the middle ground.
yeah,
But
exactly.
that's just shady how, in foreign countries that happens, because I'm telling you, my brother-in-law was telling me what happens. Forget about it, bro. It's like it's not even worth it. You might as well try to get something from Amazon or something, and hopefully it'll ship it to you out there. But moving on. Noob, what are your thoughts on this?
That's nuts. I just got kicked out of the podcast for like 10 seconds too.
Oh wow, we didn't
I
even
mean,
know this.
yeah, it like redialed automatically. That's crazy. Yeah, and it's sad, because those, like you said, there's people living with less, and you're gonna charge them more. You're bleeding the people in that country dry, and they can't even keep up with society. Like this is like a global issue. You know what I mean? Like there's a what? There's other countries going through similar things, and it's like you wonder why there's hatred and envy for people living in other countries towards people in different places, and this is part of the reason why. Hey, people who quote unquote may not like Americans. Well, I would kind of be pissed off too if I haven't lived in a country with less, and
Hating.
when I finally do get a luxury of someone like that lives in America and it just gets taken away, then naturally there's gonna be a little envy, there's gonna be a little jealousy there. So I just hope it works out, and hopefully, one day the right people will be in power, and stuff like this will stop, man.
Yeah, that's some madness. All right, so Nelson, what are your thoughts on this?
Sorry about that. I had to mute my mic since my other one broke. God damn it. But what I think about this is it's kind of crazy because I'm reading an article here and it says like their major concern was there was not enough people, like fan base in South America, to be able to support them in the sense that they wanted to make it more profitable for them. And then you will have expenses cost that it will cost like what, $4,000 Brazilian real, which is about
Right.
$1,500 in American money. That's insane. But for some weird reason, as I read on about this article, Microsoft is able to keep the cost to a low minimum where it's still affordable for them to be within their market still.
It's
And
like
Now,
three
how are they
hundred
doing
dollars.
it?
It's $300 US. Like they're paying actually Brazil's actually paying less for the Xbox One than we're paying for it. But that makes sense. I think Microsoft is stationed in Brazil somewhere, and I'm pretty sure that's part of the reason.
yeah, and then
Uh,
also it reads on saying like they also changed like the local manufacturing plant in Brazil itself to be able
Yeah.
to switch up the economy so they can keep Nintendo in. But Nintendo's like, you know what, we're just gonna pull out of South America entirely for now because this is not profitable for us, and we need somewhere else to relocate. More business to
Yeah.
well,
get more
they're
money.
just not profitable in general, right? I mean, they're profitable, but they just hurting.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
let me ask all of you this: how
yeah.
can this adversely hurt Nintendo? I mean, like, is that gonna be something that would hurt the whole corporation, or what,
No,
Nelson?
I don't think.
No,
I mean,
I
it
don't.
may
I don't think so.
probably not. I mean, it might be better for them overall. If it's costing them more money to be there than it is to not be there, then they shouldn't be there. Only they
For
would
right
really
now.
know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
right
right
now,
now.
their operating costs are probably really high right now. They're not like you guys say all the time. They're not generating a lot of games. They're rehashing a lot of stuff. It just is what it is, right? If it's going to cost me a lot of money to play in Brazil, and I could save 15 to $20 million a year, or maybe even every quarterly, not being in Brazil, then they have to do it for right now until they can get their ducks in a row.
Yeah,
So
you definitely
Yeah.
read about that. But I think Alex must have got clicked out of the call due to from what
Sorry
some
about
weird
that,
reason.
guys. Stupid
Mm,
computer, man.
All right,
All right,
so
we're still good. We're still good.
yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah. Continue,
yeah.
continue.
All right, yeah. So if you guys are chatting, like I'm just falling right in. So, yeah, who's chatting while during my departure?
Goken
I
was
was.
chatting, and then I think Noop was about to say something. I don't really know.
All
But
right.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
I
finished.
already said it.
All
Okay.
right, so I'll catch what you guys said on the archive. All right, so for those of you who are gonna join us after this intermission, Nelson's gonna pick the next topic. But I just wanted to give Nintendo like a little spotlight on it because I noticed there was a lot of our viewers, our audience, who felt that we didn't cover enough Nintendo topics. So I make it my business to at least get one or two things a Nintendo into the show. All right,
I know
so
what I was gonna say.
what
Shout
are you
out
gonna
to
say?
Nintendo. Y'all got y'all new 3DS coming out. I think the new 3DS XL coming out next month. It's supposed to have better features and a stronger processor. And I
Without an
believe
AC
it's.
cord though, no AC cord. Just I'm
Mm,
just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh, it doesn't come with the AC cord. You gotta buy it
no,
No.
separate.
no, you gotta buy separate.
All right,
We'll,
ten
we'll talk
dollars. Y'all
about
be
that
all
later.
right.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you for joining us for this segment. Stay on the live broadcast, and we'll keep it going. So for our YouTube people, we'll see you next time. Peace. All right.